Lost civilizations and their unanswered questions. Mysteries of the ancient world. Throughout history, civilizations have risen, flourished, and vanished, leaving behind only ruins, artifacts, and riddles. While some left detailed records of their achievements and culture, others disappeared almost without a trace, sparking countless theories about their fate. What caused their downfall? Natural disasters? Wars? Internal collapse? Or something far more mysterious? The unanswered questions left by these lost worlds continue to baffle historians, archaeologists, and explorers. Each lost civilization carries its own set of puzzles. Cities built with technologies that seem ahead of their time, structures aligned perfectly with celestial bodies, and cultures whose knowledge still defies modern understanding. While we piece together fragments of their existence, so much remains hidden beneath the sands of time, and sometimes, quite literally, beneath the earth itself. Today's video is a journey into these forgotten realms. We'll explore 10 lost civilizations and the haunting mysteries they left behind. Questions that even after centuries of research remain unsolved. Prepare to challenge your imagination and rethink what you know about the ancient world. Stick with us until the end, because the last civilization on our list might just change the way you see human history forever. 1. The Indus Valley Civilization, the silent metropolis. The Indus Valley Civilization, located in what is now modern-day Pakistan and northwest India, was one of the most advanced societies of the ancient world. Around 2600 BCE, cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro thrived, boasting remarkable urban planning, sewage systems, and standardized weights and measures. They built vast cities with wide streets and sophisticated drainage long before Europe even dreamed of such innovations. Despite their advancements, the Indus people left behind almost no readable written records. Their script, found on seals and pottery shards, has yet to be deciphered. Without a translation, their history, beliefs, and social structures remain a mystery. We don't even know what they called themselves. Even more perplexing is the sudden collapse of this civilization around 1900 BCE. Was it climate change, river shifts, or invasion? The absence of mass graves suggests there was no large-scale war, but the real cause is still debated. Their silence has become one of history's loudest enigmas. What could cause such a brilliant, organized society to vanish almost without a word? The Indus Valley remains a haunting reminder of how entire worlds can disappear into oblivion, leaving only questions behind. 2. The Maya, abandoned cities in the jungle. The Maya civilization dominated Central America for over 2,000 years, building grand cities like Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. They were masters of astronomy, mathematics, and architecture. Their stepped pyramids, hieroglyphic texts, and intricate calendar systems are testament to their brilliance. Yet, by the 9th century CE, many of their great cities were mysteriously abandoned. The jungle reclaimed these once bustling centers of life, leaving behind haunting ruins. While the Maya people themselves never truly disappeared, their descendants still live today. The reason behind the collapse of the classic Maya cities remains unclear. Drought, warfare, environmental degradation, and political instability have all been proposed. Archaeologists have found evidence of massive deforestation and soil exhaustion, suggesting the Maya may have unwittingly destroyed the very ecosystems that supported them. But no single cause fully explains the widespread collapse. It appears to have been a complex web of interconnected disasters. The Maya remind us that even the most sophisticated civilizations are fragile. Their rise and fall continue to serve as a cautionary tale about human vulnerability to both nature and our own ambitions. 3. The Ancestral Puebloans, the vanishing builders of the Southwest. In the arid canyons of the American Southwest, the Ancestral Puebloans, often called the Anasazi, built extraordinary stone dwellings like those at Chaco Canyon and Mesa Verde. Between 900 and 1300 CE, they created complex societies, trading networks, and remarkable cliffside villages that blend seamlessly with the landscape. However, by the late 1200s, these communities were abandoned. The people who had thrived for centuries seemingly packed up and left, leaving their stone cities to the mercy of the elements. Scholars suggest a combination of severe drought, resource depletion, and social upheaval may have forced their migration. What makes their story even more puzzling is the suddenness of the departure and the lack of consistent evidence pointing to war or invasion. Oral histories from descendant tribes like the Hopi and Zuni speak of great migrations, but much of the original context is lost to time. The Ancestral Puebloans' disappearance is a stark reminder that environmental collapse can have devastating social consequences, even for societies that have adapted ingeniously to harsh conditions. 4. The Olmec, the mysterious mother culture of Mesoamerica. Long before the Maya and the Aztec, the Olmec civilization flourished along the Gulf Coast of Mexico from around 1500 to 400 BCE. They are often called the mother culture of Mesoamerica because so many later civilizations built upon their innovations, yet despite their immense influence, we know surprisingly little about them. The Olmec are most famous for their colossal stone heads, some weighing over 20 tons. How these massive sculptures were transported through dense jungle without wheels or beasts of burden remains a mystery. Their sudden decline around 400 BCE is equally baffling. There are no clear signs of invasion or environmental catastrophe. What little we know about the Olmec religion, politics, and society comes from scattered artifacts and a few ruined centers like La Venta and San Lorenzo. Their writing system, if it existed, remains undeciphered, and their true relationship to later civilizations is still debated. Were the Olmec the architects of Mesoamerican culture as we know it, or just one brilliant thread in a much larger tapestry? Their lost world continues to challenge our understanding of early civilizations in the Americas. 5. The Minoans, Atlantis of the ancient Mediterranean. The Minoans, who lived on the island of Crete from approximately 3000 to 1450 BCE, are often linked to the legend of Atlantis. They built elaborate palaces like Knossos, developed a vibrant artistic culture, and established far-reaching trade networks across the Mediterranean. Yet their civilization collapsed suddenly and mysteriously. One theory suggests that a massive volcanic eruption at nearby Thera, modern-day Santorini, triggered a tsunami that devastated Minoan coastal cities. Others propose that a combination of natural disasters and invasions, possibly by Mycenaean Greeks, led to their downfall. Despite extensive archaeological finds such as frescoes, pottery, and remnants of their complex plumbing systems, much about Minoan political structure and religious beliefs remains unknown. Their written script, Linear A, is still undeciphered, keeping much of their story locked away. Were the Minoans a peaceful society destroyed by the forces of nature, or were they undone by political turmoil and foreign invasion? The truth, like the ruins of Knossos, is hidden beneath layers of myth and history. The Nabataeans, masters of stone and sand. The Nabataeans are best known for their stunning rock-cut city of Petra in modern-day Jordan. Flourishing between the 4th century BCE and the 2nd century CE, they created a wealthy and sophisticated society in the middle of the harsh Arabian desert. Their ability to control water through hidden cisterns and clever irrigation systems allowed them to thrive where others could not. However, despite their engineering brilliance and vast trade networks, the Nabataeans mysteriously faded from history. By the 4th century CE, their culture had largely disappeared, and Petra itself was abandoned to the sands. Historians suggest Roman conquest and shifting trade routes played a role, but the full story remains elusive. What little is known about Nabataean daily life and governance is pieced together from scant inscriptions and the architectural marvels they left behind. Their writing, while derived from early Arabic scripts, provides limited historical insight. Much of their religious practices, involving gods like Dushara and Al-Uzza, remains shrouded in mystery. The Nabataeans' disappearance shows how even the most resilient societies can vanish, leaving only stone monuments as silent witnesses to their existence. 7. The Kingdom of Aksum, Africa's forgotten empire. The Kingdom of Aksum, located in what is now Ethiopia and Eritrea, was one of the great civilizations of the ancient world. At its peak between the 1st and 7th century CE, it commanded vast trade routes across Africa, Arabia, and even India. Aksumite kings built towering obelisks, minted their own coins, and adopted Christianity long before much of Europe. Yet by the 10th century, Aksum had fallen into decline, its cities deserted, and its influence faded. Environmental degradation, Islamic expansion cutting off trade, and internal strife are often cited as reasons for the collapse, but no definitive explanation has been found. Archaeologists continue to uncover grand structures and inscriptions, but large parts of Aksumite history, especially the reasons behind its sudden diminishment, remain hidden. Its decline marked the end of one of Africa's greatest empires and the beginning of a long historical silence. The mystery of Aksum reminds us that Africa's ancient civilizations were as rich and complex as any in the Mediterranean or Asia. and that many of their stories still wait to be fully told. And Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest temple complex. In southeastern Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a site so ancient it rewrote the history of civilization. Dating back to around 9600 BCE, it predates Stonehenge by more than 6,000 years, and is considered the oldest known temple complex. Massive T-shaped pillars adorned with intricate animal carvings form mysterious circles, suggesting organized religious activity before the advent of agriculture. Yet almost everything about Göbekli Tepe raises questions. Who built it? Why was it constructed by nomadic hunter-gatherers who, according to previous theories, should not have had the resources or organization for such monumental architecture? And why was it intentionally buried around 8000 BCE? No one knows for sure what rituals took place there or what deities were worshipped. The carvings hint at complex cosmologies and social structures, but without written records, interpretation remains speculative. Göbekli Tepe challenges the very foundations of our understanding of early human society. It suggests that religion and communal gathering may have spurred the development of agriculture, not the other way around. A revolutionary idea that is still being debated today. Nabataeans, the Cucuteni-Trypillia culture, the mysterious burners of their own cities. Between 5500 and 2750 BCE, the Cucuteni-Trypillia culture flourished across what is now Ukraine, Moldova, and Romania. They built vast settlements, some housing thousands of people, among the largest communities in prehistoric Europe. Their pottery, richly decorated with spirals and symbols, suggests a highly artistic society. One of the strangest aspects of their culture is their practice of systematically burning their own towns every 60 to 80 years. Archaeologists have uncovered layers of ash and evidence that entire villages were deliberately set ablaze. But the reasons behind this tradition are still unknown. Some theories propose ritual purification, renewal of sacred space, or even practical reasons like pest control. Others speculate on social or religious motivations lost to time. Whatever the cause, no definitive explanation has been agreed upon. The Cucuteni-Trypillia people disappeared by the end of the 3rd millennium BCE, possibly due to climate change, migration, or invasion. Their legacy, however, remains etched into the earth, wrapped in enigma and fire. 10. The Sea Peoples, Raiders of the Ancient World. At the end of the Bronze Age, around 1200 BCE, a mysterious confederation of naval raiders known as the Sea Peoples unleashed havoc across the Mediterranean. They attacked powerful civilizations such as Egypt, the Hittites, and the Mycenaeans, contributing to one of the most devastating collapses in ancient history. Despite their massive impact, the origins of the Sea Peoples remain a mystery. Were they refugees fleeing disaster, mercenaries turned pirates, or perhaps entire displaced nations seeking new homelands? Ancient Egyptian records, like those of Pharaoh Ramses III, mention repelling their attacks, but offer little detail about their identity. Archaeologists have struggled to connect the Sea Peoples to any definitive culture. Some suggest links to the Mycenaeans, others to early Italians or Philistines. Yet, no consensus exists, and their role in the Bronze Age collapse remains one of history's most tantalizing puzzles. The Sea Peoples remind us that sometimes the forces that change history are not vast empires or great leaders, but chaotic, migratory surges whose origins and motivations are forever lost to the past. As we've seen throughout this journey, the rise and fall of civilizations often leave behind more questions than answers. These ancient cultures shaped the world in ways we are only beginning to understand, and yet their sudden disappearances continue to baffle even the most seasoned researchers. Each lost society serves as a powerful reminder that human achievement, no matter how grand, can be fragile, vulnerable to forces of nature, societal unrest, or mysteries we have yet to uncover. Despite centuries of exploration and modern technology, many of the secrets left by these civilizations remain locked beneath the soil, hidden in undeciphered scripts, or whispered through legends and oral traditions. Every artifact unearthed adds a piece to the puzzle, but often it also deepens the mystery. It's humbling to realize that for all our advancements, there are still vast chapters of our own story that remain blank pages. The enduring allure of these lost worlds lies not just in what they built, but in what they left unexplained. Their ruins, artifacts, and myths challenge us to question our assumptions about human history, innovation, and resilience. Were their collapses inevitable, or were they victims of unforeseen disasters and circumstances beyond their control? The search for answers is what keeps historians, archaeologists, and adventurers returning, year after year, to these ancient echoes. Thank you for exploring the mysteries of the past with us. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's lost civilizations, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and tell us in the comments, which ancient mystery do you find the most fascinating? Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, because history still holds many secrets waiting to be uncovered.